I'm Mark Sponsler from StormSurf.com, and here's the surf forecast for the Hawaiian Islands for the week starting Saturday, December 3rd.
Brought to you by your surf authority, expert advice, and friendly staff, Hawaiian South Shore.
Be sure and like and subscribe. Ring the bell. You get automatic notification when the videos are posted, typically on Friday evenings. All right, let's get to work. First, let's take a look at conditions on the North Shore. The Waimea Bay buoy, number 106. We're looking at all energy present in the water hitting that buoy, from way up to 33-second period energy, very long period energy, which there isn't any, and all the way down to pure wind swell, 5-second period. And you see there's a nice little bump here in around the 13 to 14-second period, with some other energy going out to maybe 16 or 17 seconds, and then mixed in energy at 11 or 10-second periods. So there is currently swell hitting. If you integrate all the area under the curve that's relevant, you see that pure swell is, well, 5.4 at 10 seconds, and a mixture of that and 3.9 feet at 14 seconds. Either case gets you about 5.5 foot Hawaiian. And if you actually look at the surf, it's a couple of feet overhead, so that's about right. And so this is the calculated surf height from that energy we saw right here, right around the 5-foot range. There's the 5-foot line. You can see this swell actually started hitting on the 1st in the evening. It was actually pretty large indeed at select spots on the North Shore, and then slowly has been trickling down as we went through Friday and now into Saturday. This swell was generated by a gale that developed on the Dateline on Monday, the 28th of November. You can see it right here. The Hawaiian Islands are down here, U.S. West Coast here, Aleutian Islands, Kuril Islands, Japan there. So pretty much right on the Dateline, with seas building to right somewhere around there on Tuesday morning. That was about 38 feet, pretty close to the Hawaiian Islands, aimed well at them, and then fading from there while dissipating and just right on the Dateline, not really doing a whole lot. And then from there hasn't been a whole lot going on. Let's look to the future. We're going to start by looking at jet stream level winds. These are winds that are up about 30,000 feet, help support the formation of gales. We're looking for a trough, a dip in the jet. So here's the jet here pushing off Japan. Again, Japan here, Hawaii down here, U.S. West Coast over here. And you see today there's a little bit of a dip in the jet, and that's what we want. That helps create a counterclockwise flow aloft and down at the ocean surface. That's the hallmark of low pressure. And of course, low pressure, if it's strong enough, generates winds. Winds, if they're strong enough, get traction on the ocean surface and generate seas. Seas, as they radiate away from the fetch area, turn into swell, and swell, when it hits your beach, turns into surf. So there's kind of a trough trying to develop off the Kuril Islands here. But notice the jet splits. Most energy is going hard north up into the Bering Sea, and a little residual portion of that continues off east towards the U.S. West Coast. When you get these split jet stream flows, in between the two flows, you get high pressure, and that does nothing for producing swell of any interest. All right, so that's Saturday. As we get into Sunday, there's this little trough, again, trying to persist into almost Sunday. It's actually very pinched, a pinched trough there. That isn't great for storm production, but it is north of the Hawaiian Islands, so maybe there's some hope from that. And it actually almost gets cut off as we get into Monday and Tuesday. Look at a full circulating cutoff low in the upper atmosphere just northwest of the Hawaiian Islands. So maybe there's some hope there, but the general trend in the jet you see is pushing off Japan. This is as we get into Wednesday, lifting north over the Dateline and then down, forming a trough off the U.S. West Coast, not doing anything for the Hawaiian Islands. That pattern pretty much persists, and you see the jet, if anything, splitting as we get into late Thursday or early Friday, and that just sets up kind of a mixed, non-productive pattern over the Hawaiian Islands. And more of that continues as we get 180 hours out, with most energy ridging well north of the Hawaiian Islands and not doing a whole lot to support gale formation, at least in the upper atmosphere. Let's go take a look down at the surface. So here we are, surface level pressure, surface level winds, again, the U.S. West Coast, the Aleutians, Japan, Hawaii, right there. Little bit of a low pressure system trying to organize here off of Kamchatka and the North Kuril Islands, producing 35 to 40 knot winds. This is as we get into later today, aimed south a little bit at the Hawaiian Islands, but not particularly well. Another gale tries to organize, but just very poorly formed. But notice this. So this is that cutoff trough that's supposed to organize on Monday north of the Hawaiian Islands. 35 to 40 knot winds start building to 40 knots. Now, they're aimed a little bit west of the Hawaiian Islands, but given that this thing is only 600 miles away from the Hawaiian Islands, certainly something ought to result. And we'll click away here, just see if we can get this to, there we go. You can see that 45-knot winds right under here are supposed to be aimed at the Hawaiian Islands and then pushing off to the west as we get into later Tuesday and Wednesday. The short of that is some swell is possible to result for the Hawaiian Islands, and given its close location, every bit of size that it can possibly muster is likely to hit the Hawaiian Islands. But after that, you see the trend is everything follows the jet off to the north and off to the west, and even that not particularly energetic, so a bit of a down period likely long-term after the gale north of the Hawaiian Islands forms. And then finally, let's go look at the effect of those winds on the ocean surface. You can have winds all you want, but if they're not getting traction on the ocean and producing seas, then you're not going to get swell. So we see a little gale off of California later on Saturday, not doing anything for the Hawaiian Islands. We know there's a little bit of seas, maybe 22 feet forecast here in the North Dateline region later on Saturday into Sunday, well north of the Hawaiian Islands. But it is this area right here that we're keeping our eyes on as we get into Monday and Tuesday. That's each shade here is 2 feet, so that's 20 feet, 22, 24, maybe 25-foot seas aimed at the Hawaiian Islands building to. We'll click away here, see if we can get, there we go. That's 32, maybe 33-foot seas within 600 miles of the Hawaiian Islands. Certainly good for some swell production. You can literally see the raw seas starting to impact the Hawaiian Islands as we get into Tuesday and then Wednesday. That's good, certainly for swell production. But then the gale moves off to the west, not aimed at the Hawaiian Islands, and things settle down after that. Then looking out beyond, we see the track to the north, all aimed at the U.S. West Coast, and not very energetic at that, and things settle down for Hawaii. So let's put this all together. All the action aimed at the North Shore. Saturday, today, Dateline swell fading from 3.8 feet at 13 to 14 seconds. 5-foot Hawaiian, that's about what it is. Couple feet overhead, that sort of thing. And then on Sunday, a little bit of wind swell gets in the mix. 3.9 feet at 12 seconds early. That's maybe 4.5 feet from 35 degrees. So maybe some little bit of swell, overhead surf for the North Shore, while the Dateline swell continues fading from 2.6 feet at 12 seconds early. Again, about 3 feet, so head high, something like that. Monday, the Dateline swell completely fading out, lingering energy 2.3 feet at 11 seconds early. It's 2.5 foot, so waist to chest high sort of thing. And the wind swell, well, that starts fading too from 2.6 feet at 11 seconds early. So again, about chest high sort of thing. But then on Tuesday, the local gale swell starts arriving, building to 8.1 feet at 13 to 14 seconds later. That's 11-foot Hawaiian. That's certainly pushing near triple overhead from 320 degrees. And then that swell holds overnight, starting to fade a little bit in the morning on Wednesday morning, the 7th, from 6.7 feet at 13 to 14 seconds early. So that's 9-foot Hawaiian. Again, double overhead, that sort of thing. And then Thursday beyond, it starts fading. And after that, not a whole lot is forecast. Looking long term, nothing in the immediate future, but the models are very volatile, and that can change in a moment's notice. So stay tuned and keep your eyes on what's coming. So for right now, solid Dateline swell, still hitting the Hawaiian Islands, producing good-sized surf, but that is to trickle down as we get through the weekend. But not to be too worried, another gale is forecast northwest of the Hawaiian Islands as we get later into the weekend, early part of next week, with swell arriving on Tuesday into Wednesday. Good solid size, not beginner surf, expert surf, and coming from a good direction, with trade winds actually looking pretty good on the latter part of that swell. But then beyond that, things settle down. But not to worry, it's wintertime. Another system certainly is coming. Take a few minutes to go do your shopping at Hawaiian South Shore. Get ready for the holiday season and do your Christmas shopping now. Hawaiian South Shore is happy to have you come join them and check out their stock of great surf gear and apparel. And that's it for this week. We'll do it again next week, same time on Friday evening. And give us a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.